The average person checks their phone 96 times per day. That's once every 10 minutes of our waking hours. But here's what's really wild. Studies show we're only truly productive for less than 3 hours in an 8-hour workday.
Those numbers are honestly shocking. Makes you wonder what we're doing with all that other time.
Well, that's exactly what I've been researching lately. It turns out we've created this fascinating illusion of productivity, what experts call busy work, that's actually killing our real productivity.
You mean like when I spend an hour organizing my email inbox instead of working on that big project deadline?
That's precisely it. And here's where it gets interesting. Our brains are actually wired to seek out these distractions. It's a leftover survival mechanism from our evolutionary past.
So you're telling me when I check Twitter every 5 minutes, I'm just acting on ancient instincts?
In a way, yes. Every notification triggers a dopamine release, the same chemical that rewards us for finding food or accomplishing something meaningful. We're essentially getting high on being busy.
That explains so much about why it's so hard to focus on one thing for more than a few minutes.
And here's what's fascinating. Research shows that people who break free from this cycle report feeling like they've gained extra hours in their day. It's not about having more time. It's about using the time we have differently.
That sounds amazing, but also kind of terrifying. How exactly do we break free?
Let me share something surprising from the research. The most productive people actually work less, not more. They use a technique called time blocking, where they schedule specific focused periods for important tasks.
That seems counterintuitive. Wouldn't working more hours get more done?
Actually, the data shows the opposite. After about 90 minutes of focused work, our brain needs a break to recharge. Pushing beyond that actually decreases productivity by up to 40%.
Oh, wow. So all those times I forced myself to keep working when I'm mentally exhausted.
You were probably just spinning your wheels. The research shows that taking regular breaks increases productivity by about 20%. But here's the key. They have to be real breaks, not just switching from one screen to another.
That makes me think about how I spend my lunch break scrolling through social media. Not exactly recharging, is it?
Exactly right. And speaking of social media, studies have found that even having your phone visible on your desk, even if it's face down and silent, reduces your cognitive capacity by up to 10%.
Just having it visible? That's pretty scary considering most of us keep our phones within arm's reach all day.
And it gets even more interesting when you look at the long-term effects. Research from Harvard Business School found that people who implement proper time management strategies see a 25% increase in productivity within just 2 weeks.
That seems almost too good to be true. What exactly are these strategies?
Well, one of the most effective is something called the Eisenhower matrix. It helps you categorize tasks based on their urgency and importance. Most people spend about 40% of their time on urgent but not important tasks.
Let me guess. Like responding to every email the moment it comes in?
Precisely. And meanwhile, the truly important but not urgent tasks, like strategic planning or skill development, get pushed aside. The data shows we only spend about 20% of our time on these crucial activities.
So how do we start shifting that balance?
The first step is surprisingly simple. Track your time for just one day. Write down everything you do when you do it and for how long. Most people are shocked when they see the reality of where their time goes.
I can imagine. It's probably like tracking your spending and realizing how much you spend on coffee.
That's a perfect analogy. And just like with money, small changes in how you spend your time can lead to massive results. For instance, reducing meeting times by just 15 minutes can save an organization hundreds of productive hours per year.
Speaking of meetings, I read somewhere that the average professional spends 31 hours per month in unproductive meetings.
Yes. And here's something even more striking. Studies show that 73% of people do other work during meetings anyway. We're essentially creating this illusion of productivity while actually reducing our effectiveness.
That's making me rethink all those meetings I schedule, just to be sure we're aligned.
And that brings us to another crucial finding. The most effective people actually schedule only about 60% of their time, leaving the rest for unexpected situations and creative thinking.
Only 60%? That seems risky.
But here's the fascinating part. Research shows that people who leave this buffer time actually accomplish more than those who schedule every minute. It's called the planning fallacy. We consistently underestimate how long tasks will take.
So what you're saying is that by trying to do everything, we end up doing less?
Exactly. And there's solid science behind this. Studies of top performers across various fields show they typically work in focused 90-minute blocks, followed by real breaks, rather than trying to maintain constant activity.
That's completely different from how most of us work. We try to do everything at once, all the time.
And that's exactly why we feel busy but not productive. The research shows that multitasking can reduce productivity by up to 40% and lower IQ by 10 points temporarily.
Those are some sobering statistics. So, what's the solution?
The most effective approach, according to the research, is something called the MIT strategy, most important tasks. You identify just 3 key priorities for each day before you do anything else.
Just 3? That seems doable.
And that's exactly the point. When we try to prioritize everything, we end up prioritizing nothing. The data shows that people who focus on just 3 important tasks actually accomplish more than those who try to tackle everything.
I'm starting to see a pattern here. Less really can be more.
Absolutely right. And here's one final piece of research that ties it all together. People who implement these strategies report a 50% reduction in stress levels within just 1 month.
Now that's a statistic I can get behind. Any final thoughts on where someone should start?
The research suggests starting with what's called a productivity audit. Track your time for 1 day, identify your 3 most important tasks, and create designated focus blocks with real breaks in between. Small changes, but significant results.
That actually sounds manageable. Not easy maybe, but definitely doable.
And that's really the key. It's not about dramatic overhauls. It's about small, sustainable changes that add up over time. The data shows that's what really works.